What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of Cooking Around the Planet, the show where we cook a recipe from every single country until we've done them all. If you're new here, I'm Austin. My wife Jess is behind the camera. And as always, star of the show,
Otto.
And a little surprise guest, Tomlin. Last week we were down in Central America and we took on Guatemala, and it didn't disappoint. The food was so fresh. I said it like 10 times in the episode. Fresh, fresh, fresh. I needed like a ticker. Anyways, we loved it. We had leftovers, I think, 2 days in a row. Ate it all up. But now, we head pretty much all the way back to where we were 2 weeks ago, near Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. Go a little south of India, to a beautiful place. A lot of people have heard of it. It's known for its beautiful waters. There's actually over 1,000 islands in this country. We're headed to the Maldives. Beautiful coral reef, beautiful villas. We've all seen them, but there's a lot more to this country than just that. And we're gonna do our best to take you there with some facts, some recipes, and hopefully a good time. So stick around and let's get right into it. So unfortunately, or fortunately, Jess was wrong about the sardines last week being a dish of the Maldives, but they are known for their seafood, especially their tuna, spices, and use of tropical fruits. And we'll get into why and how they became that further in the episode. But before we get into that, let's talk about what we will be making tonight. The first dish we'll be making is called Kulhimas. It's a mix of different types of spices and tuna chunks, all blended into one and served very, very simply and cooked very quickly, which we love. Also, we will be making a dish called Mosroshi, which is made up of a dough with coconut added to it and stuffed with tuna and other type of spices and then smashed and fried, which we're stoked about. So while I get things prepped, I'm gonna send it over to Jess to tell you a few things about the Maldives.
The country of the Maldives is a grouping of 1,190 coral islands. The closest neighbors being India and Sri Lanka, about 1,200 miles southwest from India's west coast. The islands are situated in a double chain of 27 atolls. Atolls are large, ring-shaped clusters of numerous islands encircling a lagoon. It's really wild to see. From north to south, the islands span a length of about 541 miles, and from east to west, 81 miles. The entire Maldives cover an area of 35,000 square miles, but the total land mass of dry land is only 115 square miles. The Maldives are formed by coral reefs that have developed over dormant sunken volcanoes dating back to 60 million years ago. The Maldives are the lowest lying country in the entire world, with the average elevation only being 1 meter above sea level. The highest point in the Maldives is only 2.4 meters above sea level, which is about 8 feet.
So the first dish we will be making is called Kulhimas. It's a really simple, quick dish. It uses tuna, onion, ginger, garlic, and chilies. And it also uses one key ingredient, curry leaves, which we could not find anywhere. We went to Publix, we went to Walmart. We even called an Indian restaurant or Indian grocery in Daytona. They didn't have them. So the only way to get them is to order them. And with a week time span, we just didn't have the time. Okay, so the first part is take a white onion, just did about a half. We're gonna get that going. Already smells terrific. I pre-cut these, and Jess opened up the fridge and said the fridge smells so good. So, you just cook onions, and I think we said that in the first episode.
Yeah, the first one.
Game changer. All right, let's go in with the garlic. This is 3 cloves, just minced up.
Oh, now it smells extra good.
Yeah, this is gonna add. Oh man, that is so good. And then we are gonna go in with the chilies. So in the past, the Maldives were a huge trade hub because of their location in the Indian Ocean. So the blend from India and Southeast Asia brings together a pretty cool fusion that makes up their cuisine. You have a lot of spices, a lot of seafood, because they are literally almost living in the ocean, and also a lot of tropical fruits. You'll see us use coconut here soon in the next dish. Coconut palms are just everywhere in the Maldives, and they use coconuts for multiple things, obviously in a lot of dishes. And back in the day, they made boats out of the trunk, from what I've read. And also the coconuts have use. They used to make bowls out of them. The palm fronds were used for multiple things, such as roofing and things like that. So, right, we're gonna add the tuna. Tuna is a pretty popular item on our menu at home. When we saw this recipe, we were gonna love it.
And if you're someone who has an Aldi nearby you, we get our sushi grade tuna at Aldi, which is the least expensive price that I've seen it anywhere.
I think for 3 steaks about that size, I think it's like $5.99. And we eat them raw, never had a problem. They look, I mean, you saw the color, it's beautiful. We've had tuna fresh caught in Hawaii, and I'll say it, you know, there's nothing that compares to Hawaiian fresh caught tuna. Literally, we went out there for a family wedding, and they had poke as the main dish at their rehearsal dinner, and there's not a lot that compares to that. So, without going to a market, the Aldi tuna really holds up to fresh caught tuna. It's weird to say, but it's true. And the price is phenomenal.
Can't beat it.
Now we are just gonna add some salt. That's probably about, I'd say, a couple teaspoons. We're gonna add some fresh ginger, which is used in a lot of their dishes. We're gonna add some chili powder. And I'll leave the recipe that I'm using in the description for the exacts, but I like to wing it. Cumin, used so much in their dishes. Come on. All right, add just a little bit of pepper. We got that classic. Our pepper grinder ran out on us. Stir that in. Woo! My God, this smells so good. And then, like I said, this recipe is super, super quick and simple. Lastly, coconut milk. We're gonna add probably just the whole thing. About a cup and a half. I'm gonna stir that in. Gonna bring it up to a good temperature. A good simmer. And then we're gonna cover that and let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes, and it'll be ready. So super simple.
Out of the 1,190 islands, only 187 of them are actually inhabited by people, and the population is about 518,000. The official language is an Indo-European language called Divi, or Maldivian, and is not spoken in any other part of the world. Arabic, Hindi, and English are also spoken. Islam is the state religion and requires all citizens to be Muslim. Visitors can be of any religion but cannot openly practice. You may be surprised to learn this, thinking of the Maldives, white sandy beaches, beautiful blue waters, but the law actually restricts bikinis to be worn on the local islands. Since the Maldives is a 100% Muslim country, they practice a very modest and conservative approach when it comes to clothing. In places that are dedicated to tourists and the resort islands, bikinis are allowed. The economy is mostly based on tourism, with 130 of the islands being designated only for resort islands. Although before 1972, tourism in the Maldives was practically non-existent. Their main base for the economy was fishing. The pristine white sandy beaches of the Maldives are actually very rare. Most white sand beaches are made up of a quartz mixture, which gives it a little bit of a yellow tint, while the Maldives are a purely coralline sand, which is only found in 5% of the world's beaches. In 2009, the Maldives set the record for the first ever underwater cabinet meeting. President Mohammed Nasheed and 13 other government officials put on their scuba gear and sank 20 feet underwater to sign a petition that was presented at the Copenhagen Climate Change Conference. The petition was asking other countries around the world to reduce their carbon footprint in consideration of climate change.
All right, next on the menu is a Maldivian snack called Mosroshi. We're gonna make a dough. We're gonna add coconut to the dough. In another bowl, we're gonna add tuna, lemon, onion, ginger, chili powder, and more coconut. And we're gonna stuff that into the dough, flatten it out, and we're gonna fry it right on the pan. Super excited for this, so let's get right into it. All right, first we're gonna make our filling. In goes an onion, semi-finely chopped, I say, ginger, half a lemon juice. Hopefully there's no seeds, doesn't look like it. And a little chili powder in there. Also, this calls for a Scotch bonnet pepper, but we forgot to grab one. So to add a little heat, I'm gonna add a little cayenne pepper to this. Most of their dishes involve some sort of spice, some sort of heat. So we're just gonna mix this by hand, get everything kind of merged together. I feel like if we make a shirt, that might be the first shirt.
Merged.
merging flavors together. Now, we're gonna add tuna. Just got some canned tuna. If you can get some smoked tuna, that's what they use a lot in these Mosroshi patties, I guess you'd say. But some of the recipes, if you don't have access to smoked tuna or don't have the time, you can just add some canned to it. So, mix that in there too. Doing some light merging.
Mellow merging.
All right. Now we are going to add some coconut. This is, it calls for grated coconut, but we just got some coconut flakes, and then I just kind of blended them down. You want them semi-fine, and then we're going to do about half a cup. I'm going to save the other half for the flour. Anything that involves coconut, we are about. You know there's tuna out when you got this one roaming around the scene. Now we are going to form this into, say, about an inch. Little balls right here. A little smaller. Tuna balls. This isn't probably the most appetizing tip here, but turn these into balls kind of squeeze that water out of that tuna. It'll help. So yeah, we got 3, 6, 9, 10 right here. Set those to the side. All right, the next part of this dish is to make a really simple dough. We're gonna go in with 1.5 cups of flour. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a teaspoon. And we're gonna go in with more coconut, about 1/2 cup. And we're gonna go in about 1/2 cup of water, but I'm gonna add it kind of slowly. So just add a little bit at a time. We're gonna knead this with our hands. All right, now that our dough is made, we're gonna form these into, I would go about just a little bigger than the tuna balls. You're gonna make these, you can kind of see, not insanely bigger, but just a little bit. All right, now that we have our balls formed here, we're gonna take one. Let's see if I can do this. I'm just gonna kind of make a little indentation. We're gonna take one of these and we're just gonna kind of close it in. Hold on. Uh-oh, trouble.
Uh-oh.
That one's done. Dang it. Okay. All right, the first attempt didn't go too well, but what I saw in one video was they added a little oil to their hands to help it not stick, which was causing the problem for me. So, go oil here. We're gonna go much better. Just gonna set that to the side right now. Make a few more. Yeah, the olive oil helps a lot. I think I made the tuna a little too big. But hey, first attempt. Not too bad. Come on. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna heat up our pan at medium heat. The final step here, we're gonna see if this works. Not the final step, but the second to last step is we're gonna flatten them out. Yeah, it's so strange how it all stays in there.
That's crazy.
I was for sure thinking it was just gonna squirt right out the sides.
Me too.
I'm sure some of it will, but no, it's doing good. Oh man, these are gonna be so good. I feel like we're gonna make these a lot.
I'm so curious with the coconut
Yeah.
and the tuna together.
That one came loose. But hey, all things considered.
Not too bad.
All right, the final step of the Mosroshi is to fry it.
Did you put anything on the pan before or no?
So this is gonna go on a dry pan from what I've seen. They have like a very flat pan. Oh no. And maybe with the oil that's on the not gonna stick, yeah. It's good. Now we're just gonna brown both sides and then it'll be done.
I would have never guessed this, but there are actually so many surf breaks in the Maldives. I've only seen pictures of super flat water, so I was shocked to learn this. In the northern atolls, there are a total of 15 surf breaks, and the best season being from March to October. In the central atolls, there are also 15 breaks, with the best seasons being March through October. And then in the southern atolls, there are 23 breaks, with the best season being from March through April.
So we're gonna go in for the flip and checking them kind of periodically. Got a little nice brown on them. Come on. Nice and kind of crisp to them. It's gonna be so good. Ooh. The time has come. Everything is done. Kulhimas is done simmering. The Mosroshi came out great. I'm very happy, very surprised.
Out of all the things we cooked, I feel like these look the most similar to the picture that we saw online.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. All right, let's plate this up. I'll leave the juices kind of in there from what I've seen, how it's plated. Probably just share a bowl. Looks so good. It looks kind of, looks almost cheesy. Alrighty, taste test time.
What should I try first?
Try the Mosroshi first, because that's like a snack, so it will be like an appetizer. Ooh, crispy.
Oh, this is good.
Is it still warm?
Wow. This I feel probably, besides the soup from Benin, it feels like it would be the most authentic flavor of what, like if I went to the Maldives and got this, I feel like it would probably taste like this.
Right.
The ginger, the coconut.
Yeah, how's that coconut coming through on it?
Very good. I can't wait for you to try this. We're gonna eat these a lot.
Super easy to make too. All this, like, you know, it took us 2.5 hours because we got to do 100 takes. But we're learning.
Okay, you have to try it.
I'm gonna go. Okay. All right.
You're gonna be obsessed with these.
I mean, that's insane.
It's so good. Oh, the lemon too. That's.
When you eat something, breathe through the nose, flavors just go dancing in the night. They like, when you're just kind of chewing, flavors are kind of just grooving. When you breathe in through that nose, disco ball. I mean, they just dance throughout the night.
That's when the beat drops.
That's the best Hot Pocket I've ever had.
Oh, Hot Pocket, yes.
Gosh, that's good. There's like a little bit of crunch. The dough is like still doughy, not hard at all, chewy. Look, the lemon, the onion hits all the marks.
Yeah.
So good.
This
All
is
right.
phenomenal.
I'm glad that we have 6.
Me too.
All right, let's go in for the Kulhimas. Coconut milk. Very interesting. I'm so curious. Eat that pepper.
It's not too spicy, but there's definitely a good amount of heat.
Nice.
It's a good heat though. And it almost does taste cheesy, but it's not. There's no cheese.
Yeah, the consistency of it almost looks like a fettuccine.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
That's almost kind of what it tastes like.
Interesting.
It doesn't taste like coconut. I thought it was going to taste more coconutty. No coconut flavor, but it is almost like a less rich, like fettuccine
Interesting.
Alfredo-y. Okay.
All right. Super curious. Great. Whoa. Those chilies. Pack a punch.
Yeah.
But
It's not too much.
it's not like whoa, I can't eat all this. It's too hot, but good heat, which is, I'm glad there is, because that's a big thing in their culture is spice, hot, heat. They love that, so nail it. It tastes cheesy. There's zero coconut flavor almost.
Mm-mm.
Really good. Super comforting.
Yes. If you wanted to get wild with it, you could turn that into like a pasta if you wanted to.
Yeah, pasta, even a soup.
Yeah.
If you want to go. Man, that is good. We're only 4 episodes in, but that might be the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
The Maldives.
The Maldives.
Go ahead.
Well, I was sticking true to Benin. Benin was my favorite, but I don't know. This one's up there.
It hits all our. It checks off all the boxes for us. It's got seafood. Use a lot of tuna. We eat a lot of tuna. A lot of good flavors, a lot of good spices, all fresh food they use. So, yeah.
Very good.
Those Mosroshi bites are so good.
Don't be surprised if you come to a Reeves event that you might have Mosroshi.
Well, we did it. Check the Maldives right off the list. That was a fun episode. So good, so flavorful. The time has come. The Ray's bucket hat. Where is it? I think I actually put it in that drawer down there. Where are we headed to next week? Drum roll. Oh, didn't finish before 9. Finished before 10.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. All right, and 3. Oh, don't say it. 2, 1.
Going back to Africa. Eswatini?
Ooh, Eswatini, Africa.
Eswatini.
Interesting. Ooh, that's never heard of it,
Never heard of it.
which is all the more reason to be excited. Well, that's going to be an interesting one. Eswatini, Africa. All right, we're going to get to work quick on this one. We're going to find a recipe, find some facts, and we'll be right back here next week. If you guys are liking the videos, like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you back here next week. See you guys. Oh, get it, bud. What do you think? Yummy.